What if I told you that Snow White is not just a fairy tale? That its symbols, the queen, the mirror, the apple, the seven dwarfs, are not mere story elements, but fractal holographic codes embedded within myth, mirroring the very structure of consciousness. This is not just a story, it is a transmission, a mythic sequence that repeats across scales, across dimensions, within the fabric of reality itself. This is the descent of the soul into matter, the fragmentation of the self, the trial of duality, and the ultimate resurrection into wholeness. Let's begin. The queen gazes out at the snowfall. She pricks her finger, a moment of rupture between self and cosmos, and watches three colors emerge. White, the infinite, the unblemished potential, the divine harmonic field before distortion. Red, the blood of incarnation, the descent into the density of physicality, the contract of embodiment. Black, the void, the unknowable, the womb of transformation. These are not just colors, they are the three stages of alchemy: nigredo, black dissolution; albedo, white purification; and rubedo, red transmutation. She wishes for a child who embodies these forces, but she herself is incomplete. She desires the manifestation of a cosmic principle that she cannot yet integrate, and so she dies in childbirth. She could not withstand the fractal resonance she invoked. Her own pattern could not sustain the emergence of this new frequency, but she is not truly gone. She returns in a new form, the stepmother. This is the ego's adaptation, the survival mechanism of an identity that refuses to dissolve. The old pattern cannot allow the new iteration to flourish, and so she fixates on control. The queen does not see reality, she sees only the mirror. But the mirror is not just the surface, it is a fractal intelligence, a cosmic feedback loop, an eternal law of reflection. As above, so below; as within, so without. The queen asks, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" But what she is really asking is, am I still in control? For a time the mirror complies. The fractal pattern has not yet shifted, but then Snow White grows. Her essence, her alignment with Source, begins to resonate at a purer frequency. The mirror does not choose Snow White, it simply registers reality. It reveals the shift in cosmic balance. The queen cannot accept this. She does not surrender to the natural fractal unfolding. She fights it. And so she orders Snow White's erasure. But energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. Enter the huntsman. He is the threshold guardian, the force that determines which path the soul will take. He is given a task: erase Snow White. Remove the emerging frequency before it destabilizes the old structure. But at the moment of execution, he hesitates. This is the fork in the fractal pattern. He sees innocence, purity, the uncorrupted self, and he chooses not to destroy it. Instead, he performs an alchemical substitution. He slays a boar and presents its heart to the queen. The heart is a proxy, a sacrifice, a false offering. It allows the old structure to believe it has succeeded, while the true pattern escapes into the unknown. And so, Snow White enters the deep forest. The forest is the subconscious, the realm of shadows, archetypes, the hidden aspects of being. Snow White does not know where she is going. She is in pure surrender. The trees shift and morph around her. This is the dissolution of the old self. The ego liquefies in the presence of the unknown. She is stripped of control, stripped of familiarity, and then she finds the seven dwarfs. 7. Again, not random. 7 is the number of the 7 planetary spheres, forces governing fate, the 7 chakras, energy gates of transformation, the 7 steps of alchemical transmutation. Each dwarf is an aspect of her inner self, a fragmented force that must be integrated. They are guardians of the lower realms, tending to the minds of the earth, the unconscious layers of reality. They take her in. She is safe. But the queen is not finished, because the ego does not surrender without resistance. 3 times the queen returns. Each attack is more refined, more symbolic of inner corruption. 1, the laced bodice, suppression of the breath, the spirit, the flow of prana. a restriction of life force. 2, the poisoned comb, a corruption of the crown chakra, the mind perception, the distortion of divine connection. 3, the apple, the perfect duality, the final illusion, half red, half white, material and divine, desire and purity. Snow White takes the bite. She chooses the illusion and she falls. She is not dead, she is in suspended animation. The glass coffin is not a prison, it is a crystalline structure, a liminal membrane between dimensions. Glass is solid yet transparent, it is the threshold between realms. She is neither here nor there. She has reached the singularity point, the stillness before reactivation, and then the prince arrives. The prince is not a rescuer. He is the returning harmonic force, the influx of solar energy, the activation of the next fractal cycle. The kiss is not romance, it is frequency transmission. It is the reintroduction of divine resonance, and Snow White awakens. She has passed through Nigredo, death, Albedo, purification, and now enters Rubedo, resurrection. She is complete. The queen is forced to wear red-hot iron shoes and dance until she collapses. This is not punishment. This is perfect fractal justice. She sought control. Now she is controlled. She tried to burn Snow White. Now she burns herself. She distorted reality. Now she is trapped in its feedback loop. The mirror did not betray her. It only ever showed the truth. And so I ask you, when you look into the mirror of your own reality, what do you see?